On the question?
On the question, Councilman Friedman.
Thank you. Thank you. Tonight we're going to pass a resolution making the voice of this town board as your representatives in government very clear to the people in Albany who are working on redistricting. Redistricting has been a topic of discussion for many months now in our capital. Under the Constitution, a town like Ramapo is not supposed to be divided into numerous districts. When a town or a municipality is divided, it dilutes the representation and the voice of the people. We have spoken and reached out to our representatives in Albany to work on a plan and come up with an independent plan that makes sense for the people of Ramapo. Ramapo is the only town in New York State that comes as close as possible to the absolute number that every assembly district should have in terms of population. Every average assembly district should have 129,000 people. The town of Ramapo has a population of 127,000. No town comes close in terms of deviation from that average. There is no reason and no justification for splitting up our town into multiple districts. In the state of New York, Ramapo is the only town outside of Long Island which has mega towns that require, because of their immense population, numerous assembly districts. The only town to be split into different districts in the New York State Assembly. And not only are we split, but we're slapped twice because we're split into 3 different districts. And that has to come to an end. Politics about independent redistricting need to get sorted out. Even now at this late hour, it's 10:15 at night, up in Albany, discussions and negotiations are coming down to the wire between the governor and legislative leaders. No matter what comes out of their discussion and their negotiation and the proposal that passes, Ramapo must be kept whole. Now, this resolution does call for the governor to veto legislation that would divide our town. Mr. Supervisor, I would like to add to this resolution that the town board also requests of its representatives in the Assembly and the Senate to vote against any plan that would divide Ramapo into different districts, because our representatives need to be our voice and need to speak out against this kind of political gerrymandering. Now, these resolutions do achieve change. Not too long ago, the town board passed a resolution that I was proud to sponsor against a bill in the state assembly that was pending that would have made it harder for governments to consolidate. Now, governments all around New York State are trying to consolidate and remove duplication of services and cut levels of government to save taxpayers money. Well, there was a bill that passed the Senate that would make it harder to consolidate government. It went to the Assembly, and I brought it to the attention of this board. This is an issue that our entire board is united in terms of our commitment to making government smaller and more affordable. And we passed a resolution opposing that bill being passed in the Assembly. And what happened after that is I went around discussing this issue with municipal officials and town leaders and county leaders across New York State who are working on government consolidation issues. They weren't aware of this bill. I made them aware of this bill. They reached out to their state legislators, and ultimately that bill was never even put forth in the Assembly. Our voice down here in this town does make a difference. I'm very proud to co-sponsor this resolution. Proud of my colleagues for unanimously supporting it, and I do hope we can make that change. We can vote on it, we can make our voice heard, and we can make a difference.